All right, back again. Masters, Vinny versus Marty. Hello. These guys are going to lag for the break right now. This is our Masters League. This is Vinny. He asked me to record this one to give him some commentary. So here he is with a terrible, terrible lag. Vinny. We're drinking red wine today. I already started during the editing process. I had to go back in and attempt to remove somebody's face. So yeah, red wine. I was here for this match, recorded it, but there's a tournament going on at the same time, so I don't know what I'm doing with the sound. I think I turned it down a little bit. I might have to adjust it again, see what's up, but it's a little hectic. This is a sports bar that happens to have a bunch of residential tables set up in it. Not ideal, but not terrible either. Pockets are shimmed, they're a little tight. These two pockets in particular are very tight. That wasn't because of a tight pocket. The ugly cluster in the middle of the table. Masters is a mix of 8-ball and 9-ball. The winner of the lag can choose to either break or pick the game and rack. Marty won the lag, chose to break. Vinny picked 8-ball, 5 racks of 8-ball, up to 8 racks of 9-ball. Oh. Just kind of stepped into a shot there. I didn't watch a whole lot of this. I think I am sitting behind them while this match is going, or this rack is going on. They hadn't called me yet for the tournament. Really, really close quarters in this place. Not a bad shot. Got to work on that 13-15 problem he has, unless the 13 is a dead combo. If it's a good looking combo, then I like stunning this ball and bringing the cue ball out this way a little bit. Rolling out's not bad. I just don't want to risk getting stuck behind the 8-ball here, but he hit it well. And I think we're going to find out if that combo's on. No. Looks like he's going for the 10-ball here. Not a fan of that shot. He ends up in a good spot, but he's got to hit that a little thinner to make the shot. Cue ball ends up here. If he hits it thinner and makes it, then he runs the risk of shooting the 15 and leaving the 13 down here in traffic. Okay. Looks like he's going for the 10 again. You know, got to find a way to hold it for that. Oh. Just a reminder, this is a Masters League. These are the best players in the league get together and show off their talents. It looks like he's contemplating taking another stab at that 2-ball. If the 6-5 goes, it's not bad. This is an interesting selection. Well, he's either got a weird cut on the 3 or the 2-ball. Oh, man. Thought he made that one. These pockets are funky. Like a good stop shot here on this 15. Even if you have an angle, you can hit the 3 out of the way. Running it forward doesn't do anything except take you away from the other balls that you're trying to shoot. I haven't watched much of this match. I don't really remember what I saw while I was there, but yikes. I just took out the space in between the racks and I added the score because all I had to do was watch the last shot of each rack, so I've seen that. So this is all pretty fresh to me. In a few minutes you're going to see me on this table back here playing a match, so from that point on I have no idea what happens. I turn the sound down on the voices. I'm probably going to add some background music, just a little bit, just enough to get rid of the music being played in the bar and also Tyler. Now he's sitting here with his decision on. What I like is to shoot the 13 over here, bring your cue ball out to here, play the 10 up. You can run the cue ball up to this rail and back over here for the 15. I'm not a big fan of going for the 15 first because you got to get perfect on these, which is not. Only good thing about that shot is where the cue ball is. I would say, Vinny, you got to work on your road mapping, what you're gonna do. I mean, basically, he's got a really tough shot on a 3-ball, and that's it. Ties up the 10-ball. You want to hit this with a good bit of pace, run it into the rail, and nope. Shouldn't be too bad there. I just don't like trying to bring this cue ball through all this traffic to get on that 8-ball. Gonna collide with something. Gets a fortunate bump on that 5-ball. Hit it right in the face. 8-ball on the side. Boom. All right. Nervous jitters aside, these guys must be ready to play some serious pool now. Vinny is a local firefighter, if you're wondering why he has a porn stash. I think clearly stripes are the way to go here. You got a lot of open balls. This cluster right here, there's only one stripe in it, and that ball actually goes, so. Once these are gone, that 8 ball goes in this corner up here. Sure, when he spent all that time thinking about the shot, that's not what he was actually planning. It's not the worst selection on the table, but I think I'm only moving that ball if I actually really have to. There were other balls on the table that were going to be a bigger problem. This one here, for instance. Yeah. Got to consider where that cue ball is going when you shoot. At this level of play, another thing too, if you're going to drive a ball into a pile, you know you're going to make contact. You have to consider how far you're going to push this ball. If he gets this 7 closer to the rail, and that 7 goes in 2 separate pockets, making this shot right here a lot easier if he's got a 7 here instead. Well, not a bad shot. If you're going to shoot this 10 ball, you need to walk around and take a look at where that 10 ball, that cue ball is going to stop. You got a couple options, but what I like is playing the cue ball into the rail and then out to here. Try to get to that 14 now. There you go. With this 14 ball, I like to go a little bit of high right, send the cue ball towards the rail, and you want to come out here so you can get rid of that 13 ball now. Looks like he's just going center ball though. That might, oh no, he drew it back. Tapping the table in frustration. I don't blame him. There is a shot here on this 15 where you can play it into the rail, off the back of this ball and into the corner, but these corners aren't very receptive to that sort of thing. It doesn't leave you much of a shot afterwards. Instead, roll this one up, get that 2 ball out of there, play the 13 up table. No. 2 ball is still there. Unless he was playing bank shape on the 15. You gotta juice this one though, you gotta get across the table. Nice, well done. Overjuiced. He's asking now if he can use the jump cue. Tyler already has his put together. As always, Tyler likes to hand out his Q-Tech jump cue. Or cloth. Ah. Now Vinny has a jump cue, so I think in this situation he needs to use his own cue instead of somebody else's. Jump cues are so different nowadays. Oof, but he gets a nice jump on it, almost makes it. I don't know if that 8-ball passes a 7, but if it did, he was good. Marty's left with a pretty easy run out. Okay. Looks like he's lining up for center ball here. Similar to the other shot that we had with Vinny here, you can run this one this way. Straight up and down just gives you a weird shot, especially, oh wow, look at that table roll. Especially this place. I mean, that 8-ball there is just really, really hard to get around. Almost makes it anyway. And now Vinny's got himself a pretty easy out. You can run this one forward with a little bit of left spin, get your cue ball back out here, you're good to go. He's got enough room to stun it over if he wants to. But with these pockets, I don't like really stunning it here. They're not very receptive. Shape was great, but these pockets are just really tough. I'm not entirely convinced that the angles on these pockets are correct. I think they just put flat shims in the pockets and left it at that. A little bit of inside English here. You just want to thin this one and get your cue ball back up here nice and easy. Or drive the cue ball into the 8-ball as hard as you can and hope you get lucky shape. Is he marking a pocket? Wow. I'm not really sure what that was. Put your cue ball here, run this cue ball out to this part of the table. You've got a lot of playing room. Or put your cue ball here and play it thin with a little bit of right and run it up there. Don't leave yourself this angle, because you're going to have to hit the ball too hard, and that's going to happen. He is. He's marking his pocket. I didn't notice he was doing that when I was there. Well, that pocket marker is unlucky. He's got a couple options here. Me personally, what I like on this one is just like load it up with right, get the cue ball to go this way, or he can go top left, play it into the rail, and come back out here. Center ball, no. It's just gonna go right up the table in a straight line. When you're practicing, it's always good to practice. Set your ball up here, set your cue ball out here, and see how many different directions you can make that ball go. Makes the ball and scratches. A gift from Marty. I think we can go ahead and ignore the fact that this is a Masters race. Yeah, that's right. These are the same color. And we'll just say this is a race to 7. Can't hit these balls with any kind of speed on this table. Pool is definitely about making adjustments when you're going from different equipment to different bars, different atmospheres. Not the best place to leave it if you're wanting to go for solids. I mean, essentially his only shot is the 5 up here. I'm gonna drink a lot of wine. If that 9 ball goes, now is your time to get it. Otherwise, you need that 13-14 combo. Draw back a little bit so you have room to move your cue ball up and break up the 212. Oh man.
Yep, that's cool.
Vinny, what have you gotten me into, man? I even got my glasses on so I can give him undivided attention. Stop shot would have been really good with that ball. But yeah. Yeah. Just gonna kick at this 2 ball. It might come off the 12 right into the... Oh, nope, nope. Not on that side, it won't. I was gonna say it might come off the 12 and at least head over here towards the pocket. Giving him the ability to block up a pocket. Just gonna block the score for a second. All right. Hope and Hope comes to mind. I'm not sure where that 3 ball goes, but I think we are about to find out. Nope. We're gonna try to cut the 2 ball across the table and hope we don't scratch off the 14 or something. Yeah. All right, Vinny. Back at the table, take your time, look around, see what you got. See where you can get from that 15 ball. See what it's gonna take to get that 9 away from the 3. Great. I love it. That was a good shot. Excellent. If he's straight in on the 12, we can draw this one back. If he's got an angle, we can use the rail. Got the 11. May as well take it now if you want. Yeah, just stop the cue ball there. I like it. I like it. If you're gonna play this 12 at that angle, I'm actually not opposed to playing it around the table. I like playing it this way. If you overhit it, fine. You got balls up here, whatnot, but there, where he is, a cue ball's hitting this way. If it hits this with a hair atop, that cue ball is very likely going in that corner. If he hits it with draw and tries to muscle it, that ball is not going in that pocket. Yeah. All right, Marty. Let's see what you got, man. And how bad is he gonna hook that shot? Oh, it's not too bad. You can still see the 10. I thought for sure we were gonna freeze the cue ball behind the 2 there. Always happens to me. Natural path for this ball, he's going to be putting top on it automatically because it's up against the rail, so the cue ball is going to want to come over here. Just keep that in mind. Kind of play a pocket speed shot here if you can. The tables tend to lean a little bit, so... yeah, he makes that shot. He's likely out. Alright. We'll be back in a few. So important to know your angles and where that ball is going to go. All right, Marty makes a shot.
I was like in between taking this off and not. I was like,
Damn it, Dom, there's a camera there, dude.
I think it's far enough.
Dom
But
always
I was
forgets the
like-
cameras. Oh my god. We didn't miss much. "32 minutes in, and it is 1-1 in a race to 7. It's always like this, though. The 8-ball racks always seem to take forever. I like high right on this one. Just get your cue ball to come out, play it 2 rails, aim for the middle of the table. Even just high will do it. Oh, that is unfortunate. You had the right idea. I mean, that's a makeable 14 ball. It's just the 13's not cooperating. Very, very easy speed on this one. You're hitting it thin. You want to make sure you walk around and see how much clearance you have on that pocket. That's pretty hard. Right English, throw it towards that rail, not center ball. Table roll got him a little bit, but you want to go right on that one so it comes out this way. Give yourself a little bit of room. You can even go left and send it out this way, but center always makes it go straight up the table. Oh yeah, when you make an adjustment like this, stand up, reassess. If you don't make sure your feet are in the right place and you're looking at it correctly, you can do that. Stand a ball, just send it too short. Real easy here. You can either draw this with bottom right, or you can just stun it and play it in the bottom corner down here, where you can roll it up forward so you're a foot further away from the ball. Hey, you called a pocket this time. Good job. All right. Marty's up 2-1 and Vinny is in trouble. $11 ball drops on this break. Pretty decent break. It's APA, so you are married to whatever you make, which It's fortunate for him, he's got a 13 ball right here. Cluster solids over by the 8 ball. Should be a nice easy run out for him. Shit. Nice little combo into the side for Vinny here. I don't know if he's trying to cut the one here. I'm not sure if he's going for a 14-9 combo on the side. Not the worst shot he had on the table, so not bad. Doesn't leave Vinny a whole lot except for a 1 ball, maybe a 7 ball. Looks like he's going for the 1. Hey, that ball's going in. One thing I do like about Vinny's game is he doesn't get locked in on a ball that he's going for next. He actually takes a look around. That's important. It's nice, nice. Oh. If you're going around that side of the table, you got to hit that one harder. He gets perfect on the 6 if he runs it up harder and hits that 9 ball. Ties up some of the balls. Doesn't leave him a lot. Stress ball is out. We're going for another combo here? Oh, okay. He was going to try to play the 15 all the way up the table. Does he tie up the 6 ball? Oh, he does. Wow. Looks like Vinny's got the 4 ball here. Just want to roll this one up. If you can see it, leave yourself out here. It looked like he was on the other side of it, but that's acceptable too. It's gonna be tough to get to the 6 ball from here though. Nice shot. Nothing left though. Perplexed. Hitting the 10 ball here is good. Put a little bit of follow on it, run it into that 15 ball, get that 6 ball out of there. Or the 9 ball. Play this ball into the side. Okay. If that was intentional, it was a good shot. If it was unintentional, good shot. Sure. I think Vinny's only option here is to kick that 7 up the table. Exactly sure where he was going with that one. A little bit of shoulder steer on that one, but might work out. Now if he wants, he can play this 13 into the side off the 15. Create some separation between that 15 and the 6. Or you can play it in straight up, try to get your cue ball over here, and then draw back off the, I'm not even gonna guess anymore. Maybe he didn't want to move from where he was standing. Oh, and the table roll takes it away from hitting the 6. Oh, man. This is a makeable shot. He can actually follow with the cue ball with a little bit of right and send it over here towards that ball. Center ball, not so much. Looks like he's got an angle here. I like stunning this into the rail with a little bit of right spin, come up behind that 6. 6 ball goes this way. 15 will trickle this way. Or you can hit it with top. Alright, Vinny's shots are all open. He should be down here. If he makes this 6 ball, the rest of it's easy. Moving furniture before your shot is never a fun thing, man. Just make sure you focus again and get down and go back to your plan. Nice shot. Looks like he's got enough angle to drive this into the rail and bring it back out up here. Nice shot. Looks like he's calling the side. Side pockets are definitely bigger here. I would probably opt to cut in the side too. I've rattled way too many balls in that top right corner. All right, there we go. Vinny. 2-2. Makes the 2 ball on the break and the cue ball. Hand in the air, frustration abound. All right, because Vinny scratched on the break, the table is still open. That 4-ball is pretty tied up with a bunch of stripes. However, those stripes don't look like they really want to go anywhere. And you can break them up pretty easy with that 3-ball. But we're going to go stripes anyway. Going for the 10 all the way up the table. Epic safety. Epic safety. Imagine that wine glass is gonna get louder as this video goes on. The old rail first attempt. All right. Looks like he has damn it, Dom. Looks like he has just enough room here on this shot to pop. Nope, he's not going to get that 11 out of there on this one. Or is he going to get the 9-ball in that pocket on this one? Hey, so if you've made it this far in the video and pieces of you are dying inside, be sure to mention it in the comments. I have other videos that people are like, man, that was tough to watch. Or these guys aren't masters, yada yada yada. I eagerly anticipate the comments on this one. I'd love to jump to their defense and say, hey, I'm pretty sure this bar bought these balls off of Temu, and I'm pretty sure that that foot of roll on that table to the right has something to do with it. And sure, in a couple shots it does, but overall, no. Go ahead and cross-bank this 9. Roll that cue ball around the table over here. Come back out, make this 11. You can do it. There you go. I think he's got enough space to see this 12 ball. That's what he's looking at. I definitely don't want to draw this one into the 6 and the 8 here. Yeah. There's a time and a place to get some separation between that 6 and 8, and that's not the time to do it, I don't think, but what do I know? Hey, making balls, that's good. I imagine he's just gonna cut this one in like a champ. Yeah, of course. Excellent. Damn it, Tom. Wow. Wasn't a pretty out, but it was an out. Now we're on 9-ball. 3-2, Vinny leads, going into the first rack of 9-ball. The fire department where Vinny works must use lightweight hoses. Because that break was weak. All right, cut this one ball in, please. Going in? No. And he doesn't leave him anything either. Oh boy. Much easier to make that one ball when you move the 8-ball out of the way first. It's gonna be the first time I get drunk commentating on one of these videos. On a shot like that, you don't want to hold. You actually just want to go ahead and play the cue ball into the rail and back up here. Really hard to hold a cue ball. Just use the rails, just slow yourself down, regain some control. Unfortunate roll for him. If Vinny can get to this 6-ball, this rack should be over. He said optimistically. Oh shit. Told you. I'm not sure if he was trying to hit that. 6-8 combo wouldn't have been terrible there. You could have rolled up for it. Definitely don't want to roll the 6 out in front of the pocket. Pulls the ball at the table. Tries to use the force to will the ball to come over. Right. There you go. Use that table roll to your advantage. And we are tied up again, 3-3. see myself over here nursing an inflamed kneecap, playing in the tournament that they were holding at the same time. Didn't play Masters this night, I just played in the tournament. And ended up winning it. I would record the tournaments around here and post them, but they use this fast 8 structure that is really more confusing than anything else. God, that ball looks like it was gonna table roll into the side pocket. Wow. That's the problem with using residential tables in a commercial setting like this. It's just they're not built for this kind of abuse. Well, he's got Tyler's jump cue out again. Hey, Poopski. Easy running the cue ball up here. You can even put a little bit of inside if you want and run it this way, but the problem with that is that side pocket tends to come into play. You also, if you load up a lot of inside on this, you can throw that 3 ball out of the pocket. Or go right in between the two and hold it up a mile away from the 4 ball. A lot of high left spin here. Play this one into the rail out into the middle of the table. Or draw it back and put it behind the 9 ball. He's gonna get lucky. Yep, he got there. Actually, I like to draw this one. You're not really steep, you don't really have a big enough angle to use that rail to your advantage a lot. Yeah, he just stuns it over a little bit, that's fine too. You know, stop shot this one right where the 7 is if he's straight. Right near where the 7 is great shape for this shot though. You can roll it up a little bit if you're comfortable with the distance, but you don't want to draw it back. Ouch. High left. On the cue ball onto the rail, use it to check your speed. He uses the force again. He uses the force again. He gives up on the force. He does not have a very high midichlorian count. I'm writing on this page like I'm throwing hands with Satan. Don't run from all those demons, gotta stand your ground and face them. Sometimes you break, but through destruction comes a renovation. We all just trying to build a foundation. We all just trying to build a foundation. We all just trying to build a foundation. Liquidity dry, I couldn't quit if I tried. I like this shot because if you miss, you're playing for shape here. I don't know if he was intentionally playing for shape here, but leaving the 8 in the middle of the table if you miss is perfect. What he did wrong on this shot up here is you're hitting that ball really thin, and when you do, a lot of the inertia is still left. Science time. A lot of the inertia is still left in the cue ball, so it has a lot of travel left in it. It really doesn't deliver a lot into the object ball. So you got to keep that in mind. The thinner you cut, the faster the cue ball is going to continue running. So in a shot like this, just slow rolling that up would have been fine. Vinny gets very lucky. It's his kick, leaves it safe. Not sure what we're waiting on here. I had to make sure that the video wasn't paused. Looks like you can see part of this ball. It's a decent leave out of it. For me, I'm probably going to try to bank here and get my cue ball to come up the table. Same as the one that Marty missed earlier when he left the 8-ball up here in the middle. I'm trying to leave the 8-ball in the middle up there. You can just go straight into the middle and create separation and go straight up safety. That's another option. I like the two-way though, because if you get back behind the 9 and the 8-ball actually does drop, you still have 2 pockets where you can put the 9. 4 if the side pockets are included, which they should be in this bar. Going for the money. Oh, is that cue ball gone? Yep, cue ball dropped on the side. If you're really comfortable with your draw stroke, then you can go ahead and put it there and draw it back out up to here. If you're not, I want you to put that cue ball here. Just play it into this rail and back out here. You don't want to force follow this one. You definitely either want to draw it or you want to play that angle. Force follow tends to be a little bit inconsistent with amateur players. You got to stay down on that shot and get that tip all the way through that ball so it's spinning nice and hard. That one would have been a little bit easier to play differently. You also could have played it in this side pocket over here and just run the cue ball up behind it. But doesn't matter. He made it. Rattles it. He actually breaks this one like he works out occasionally.
So
One makes it past the 6, then we're going to see a 1-8 combo. If it doesn't, we're probably going to see a 1-6 combo. And we might possibly just see the 1 hit the rail and nothing go in at all. See, I'm learning. Hey, look at that. Plays for the 8, sends the 1 ball at the table. This is tough. That's a tough corner to get in, and you either got to center pocket this one or play at perfect pocket speed, otherwise it's not going in. There you go. Right in the pocket. I like to spin this one forward, but I like to play forward, like follow a lot. Follow it, get your cue ball up here in this area, spin your cue ball back up the table. Drawing here tends to leave you a little bit sharper on this ball. Follow gets you more into this area, or you juice it with a bunch of right spin on there and you get it over here on the back of his neck, or right here on the table. Nice shot. That's gonna end up in a good spot. You can roll this into the rail, come right out to here. Not a bad spot. There you go. I like it. I like how I played that one. That 6 ball is going to go in. You don't need to get perfect on this. You just need to get somewhere where you feel like you can get down to here. There's a lot of different options on that 6 ball here. So right now I'd be more worried about making this 5 before I start figuring out what I'm going to do to get back on that 7. A lot of options. It goes in from a bunch of different directions. Yeah. You get your mind tied up in worrying about how you're going to get out and get back to that 7. I mean, sure, on a lot of shots it's necessary, but I mean, you just slow roll that. Leave that cue ball anywhere in this area, and you're inside English back down, or you're right English out to the here. You know, it's just, you have a lot of options. Is he making it? Hell yeah, he's making it. A little bit of bump and run. You don't want to put any top on this, and a little bit of draw's all right, but a lot of draw's not going to do well for you. It's not going to help your shot. You might have enough angle to draw it, but I think he draws here. So if he just runs this into the rail and up here, he might be all right. A little bit of left spin. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, who the hell is this? If I put the camera up high, everybody avoids it. If I put the camera a little bit lower to get a nice angle on the table, everybody just walks in front of the damn thing. That's a nice safety.
Thank you.
Oh. All right. Looks like Vinny's got another one locked up. There you go. 5-3 Vinny. Vinny makes the 2 on the break. No shot on the 1. 2-rail kick safety here is pretty good. You come in behind it this way, kick the 1 out. Cue ball comes over here near the 4 ball.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. What's up, man?
Man, how are you doing?
All right, how you been?
Good, man. How you playing tonight?
Okay, so far. Yeah.
He hangs out for a while, so I blurred his face. He even looks up at the camera. No photo bombs. Not an ideal safety. I think I recall being over here for this match. My second match just ended in the tournament. I'm waiting to get called back again. Overhits this one, sells out of safety. Had about this much space to leave the ball. Didn't like going for it and playing a safety down here with the 3 instead. Is he trying to cut this in the side? That... Man. Not really sure what he was trying to do there. Going switch. Playing this one left-handed. Vinny, play left-handed. Looks like you're going to collide with the 5 here on this one. A little bit of draw. Misses the 5. Ugh, hangs that one up. If you're going to kick at this, it's going to come off this rail fast. So you're going to come in here, and that ball's going to take off this direction pretty quick. You got to take into account how fast it's going to go and don't overshoot yourself. It was a good shot, though. I mean, he made it. 5 ball kind of slowed him down a little bit. Otherwise, he's over here somewhere behind his head. I mean, the bank is on, the cut is on, the cut is fine. Just a little bit of high here. You want to come boop, boop, and you're coming back up the table. You just don't want to kill this one. The carom into the 9 to make it was kind of on. Not bad. Get out in the middle of the table. You're kind of safe in the middle of the table. Past the side pockets would have been a little better, but once again, you want to go a little bit of inside here. Center is going to come straight up towards the middle of the table. Still has a reasonable angle. A little bit of left spin on this one. You want to stun this one into the rail, and then the left spin kind of takes it out here back towards the middle. Draw kind of does the same thing, except you end up hitting back here instead. Unless you hit it light and don't make it across the table. That's okay. He can cut these. A little bit of right on that one would have gotten him a little bit further out for the 9, but still, I mean, it's a similar cut shot. If anything, it's a little easier. Okay, Vinny's on the hill. He adjusts his grip. Bridge is a little different. Oh. Gets unlucky with the cluster of the 137 over here, but aside from that, decent break. In APA, your opponent racks for you, so there's no rule against checking the rack. I recommend checking it as often as possible. This is a good spot for a safety. Send the 1 ball this way, send the cue ball into the rail, and then back out here. Or send it careening into space and sell out. I've killed a bottle of wine. Been fun. Okay. Play this 1 ball on the side. You want to bring the cue ball into the rail, back out here. A little bit of follow. If it's straighter than that, if it looks any straighter than that, I can't really tell from this angle, but stopping the cue ball here isn't the end of the world. You're not going to get much draw being over the pocket like that. Rolling forward is just going to put you behind the 4. Ah, Vinny breaks out his own jump cue. I expect good results. There's just something about playing with your own jump cue, man. These old wood ones are fine. Oh, yeah, look at that. Beautiful. These old wood ones are fine, man. If you're used to it, if that's what you've learned how to jump with, by all means do it. You don't need to buy a $500 jump cue or anything like that. I had an old wood one that I played with for years, and I could jump everything, draw the ball around the table. I could do everything I want. And if you've seen any of my videos, I've got a carbon fiber one now, and I'm 50-50 with it, and I've never been bad at jumping. So yeah, if you've learned how to use something for your jump and you're comfortable with it, don't change it up, man. If it ain't broke, etc. A little bit of follow here, that's nice. That's a good shot. You're gonna run into the 7 and 9 here. Take a look at your tangent line, and I would try to just hit the 9 ball here because he leaves you over here for the 7. If you draw it back, you're gonna come around, and you got to be pretty lucky to land on your 7 ball. Looks like he's going draw. Yep. And he leaves himself dead on the, what looks like almost a 7-9 combo. It looks makeable. I remember this shot. I was sitting over there. He went for the 7-9 combo, and look where he ends up. He's actually over here saying that he got lucky.
Yeah, that's not on purpose on that.
Put it in the memory bank, man. If it works out like that, take a look at your shots, you know? Take a look at all the shots that you made where you think, man, I got lucky and hooked the guy. And think about what you did on that shot. What did you mess up that worked out, you know? Can you repeat it? Is it something you can do intentionally in the future? This is a really good safety. Like, it's not a safety anybody would have gone for, but look at the end result. I mean, you got him kicking up against a 9 ball. He's hit it twice in one stroke. In several leagues, that's a foul. Ball in hand, you're done. In APA, it's not, but... All right, so here, this is an easy one. We're just going to draw this back to almost where the cue ball is now and play a stop shot on the 8, and we're out. Right, Vinny? Okay, so Vinny chooses to roll it forward and take the 8 all the way up the table off the rail. I made a comment earlier about him not getting shot locked, and I take it back now. He got shot locked. Looked at one pocket with the 8, didn't consider the other ones. Now he's going to roll this ball all the way up the table, and he's going to leave himself a pretty tough cut. But he's a little bit more comfortable right now, so he's been making balls, so... Bam. That's it. Vinny wins. So yeah. Let's let them get off the screen. Well, thanks for watching. I know it was a tough one. It was tough for me too. This is all I've got left of a bottle. So yeah. I'm gonna continue doing these with commentary. Some of them I'm not though. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Everybody who's come up to me has said, hey, I'm enjoying the commentary. I like it better. It's easier to watch. And I've gotten really good feedback on the commentary, and I appreciate it. However, my views have gone down on the videos that have commentary versus the ones that don't. So trying to get some views, trying to get some subscriptions, trying to see what's up. If my subs are down during my commentary videos, then I got to do something to make it happen. So what I've decided to do is mix it up a little bit. I'm going to do commentary on some and some I'm not. Depends on the sound situation where we are. A place like this where I can hide the background easy, I might not do commentary on our next match there. But other places like Coconut Bowl, where the bowling tournament happens right next to us, you can't hear the pool table anyway, so it's pointless. So I just take the sound out and do commentary. Other places where the speakers are directly over the table and I get copyright strikes left and right and can't even show the video, those will have commentary. But places like this where it's pretty chill, I'll leave those open. Also, I'm doing some shorts, trying to find some good shots. It's hard. Nobody on my team makes good shots, so that's been a challenge. But other than that, if you've made it this far, please do me a favor, comment, like the video, subscribe if you're enjoying it, and if you don't know what to comment, leave your favorite emoji. And yeah, I appreciate it, and thanks for coming. Take care of yourselves, all right?